In a news alert tonight on ABC 17 News at 5, a man who was a Missouri Public Service Commissioner, a former state senator, and a former Chiefs quarterback has just been charged with a DWI.
In the last hour, Cole County Prosecutor Mark Richardson confirmed to ABC 17 News that Bill Kenny is charged. We first broke the story a little over 2 weeks ago after obtaining his arrest report through a Sunshine Law open records request.
The Cole County Sheriff's Department stopped Kenny just after midnight on March 6th near the Walmart on Missouri Boulevard. Kenny is now set to be arraigned in Cole County next month.
In the last 30 minutes, we've learned a Columbia man has been charged after deputies respond to a shots fired call and find a dog stabbed to death. Joshua Williams and Shayton Allen were arrested Friday night on Route HH at Brown Station Road. Deputies say Williams opened fire after his dog was killed for attacking another dog. He's now charged with assault, armed criminal action, and unlawful use of a weapon. So far, it's still unclear who stabbed the dog. Allen is accused of resisting arrest. He has already bonded out of jail.
A mid-Missouri prosecutor accused of crashing into a downtown Columbia restaurant and then taking off is getting his case moved. This afternoon, a judge approved a change of venue for Montauk County Prosecutor Shane Haley. His case is now headed to Shelby County. Authorities say court documents say Haley was drinking when his truck busted through a window at Addison's. 4 people were injured by glass and debris. That happened homecoming weekend just last year. Tonight, a Mexico woman could be facing charges after police say she flipped her car while driving drunk. Officers responded to South Clark and Liberty Saturday night. That's where they found 33-year-old Raynell Wardlow's car turned over. Police say she hit the guardrail on the railroad overpass, flipping the car onto its roof. No one was injured. Wardlow was arrested for a DWI, though. We checked, and she is still in the Audrain County Jail. Well, the discussion continues in Columbia tonight whether or not there should be a state oversight of police departments.
Today, the Missouri Municipal League met to discuss citizen police review boards versus state oversight. It's been a topic that's been highly debated since the controversy in Ferguson this year.
ABC 17's Heather Horrigan joins us live from the Columbia Police Department. Heather, Columbia Mayor Bob McDavid says state oversight is not needed here.
Yeah, he said if that was to happen, it would be overly intrusive for our community in Columbia. He says that he understands the importance of oversight, and that's why Columbia was one of the first cities in the state to create a citizens police review board. In fact, we've had it for the past 6 years. There have been a number of appeals to go to the board, and that has continued to get smaller over the years. This past year, there has only been 1 appeal. McDavid says another layer of review would be redundant for Columbia. The reason he gives is everything seems to be working well right now, and everyone knows the role they are supposed to play.
I have trouble seeing how that would work. And the reason I say that is our chief of police interacts very closely with the police review board. Each party understands the expectations of the other party, so there's communication.
Clarence Harmon, who was the former mayor and once police chief of St. Louis, gave his opinion of this today. He says this topic is obviously one of great controversy. It has been of controversy this past year with Ferguson, and he feels taking power out of the community and giving it to the state would be something that many people would disagree with. Reporting live in Columbia, Heather Horgan, ABC 17 News.
Thank you, Heather. Missouri lawmakers have filed more than 40 bills stemming from the fatal shooting of Michael Brown, including one for more state oversight for police departments.
Right now, thunderstorms are headed to parts of mid-Missouri for tonight. ABC 17 Storm Track Chief Meteorologist Sharon Ray is tracking those storms here in your first full complete forecast. Sharon.
Yes, back to you.
When I heard the screeching tires was literally my first warning that there was something coming.
That was the reaction of a man involved in a work zone crash. Today is the first day of Work Zone Awareness Week. Last year, 9 people were killed in Missouri work zones. ABC 17's Ashley Strohmeyer is joining us live in Jefferson City. And Ashley, you spoke to that man who had quite a work zone scare.
Dana, I did. Scott Campbell told his story right here alongside Highway 50 this morning at a news conference about work zone safety. Campbell tells me there was nothing he could do to avoid it, but just let the accident happen.
I just sat back and I knew it was coming and essentially sat there and waited for it to hit or get by, one of the two, and it hit me.
Scott Campbell is a senior maintenance worker at MoDOT in Jefferson City. He says he couldn't see what was happening, but heard the tires screeching coming towards him. Fortunately, no one was seriously injured in the accident, but the man who crashed into Campbell's truck totaled his car. Campbell tells me he just wants motorists to do one thing.
Be very aware of not just what we're doing, but how other motorists are reacting to that also.
The theme of this year's Work Zone Safety Awareness Week is pay attention or pay the price. Ed Hassinger is the chief engineer for MoDOT and says the average text takes 5 seconds to read.
If you are sitting in your car and you look down at your phone at 55 miles an hour, in that 5 seconds it takes, you travel a football field without ever looking at what's going on.
Highway Patrol also has a message for drivers not obeying work zone rules.
Again, we'll be doing our part. If you do not do your part, you will likely see someone in a uniform very similar to mine.
And as you can see right behind me, workers are still working to build the Chestnut Bridge. And MoDOT tells me there are signs about 5 miles east of here letting drivers know about the work that's going on right here. So really, there's no reason for a driver not to know about this particular work zone. Live in Jefferson City, Ashley Strohmeyer, ABC 17 News.
Thank you very much, Ashley. Each year in the U.S., 600 people are killed in work zone crashes.
Right now, crews are working on a mid-Missouri bridge on I-70. MoDOT spotted a cracked beam last week on the bridge over the Lamine River. That's in Cooper County. For now, the bridge is being supported by a temporary beam. We're told the road work will not impact traffic, and the whole project should be wrapped up by Friday. Tonight, a gas line is fixed in mid-Missouri after it was punctured. Ameren crews responded to the scene at Harrison and Mary Street in Avos. Officials say the water department nicked the line to a residence in the area. Ameren was able to get the line capped about 3:30 this afternoon. News around Missouri tonight. Clayton police say there's no clear motive for former state auditor Tom Schweik's suicide last month.
It happened just minutes after telling a reporter he wanted to go public with allegations that the chairman of the state Republican Party had been telling people Schweik was Jewish. Schweik, a Christian, had expressed to friends he was upset about what he called anti-Semitic whispering campaign. Investigators say there's no evidence of that.
Also today, a Republican donor says he got the date wrong in an affidavit he released last week asserting GOP Chairman John Hancock said Schweik was Jewish. David Humphreys now says it happened on September 12th, not the 24th. That date matters because Hancock said he was sure he never made the comments after learning Schweik was Christian on November 14th.
Just ahead on ABC 17 News at 5, where the news comes first.
Tonight, at least 3 people are dead after a scaffolding falls in North Carolina. Hear the latest in the investigation.
So when I looked up, it was going back behind the trees, kind of, and it just disappeared.
Neighbors reacting after a helicopter crashes into an Orlando home. We have those details next.
And we have an update tonight about a toddler who was found unresponsive at a pond at the Lake of the Ozarks. We'll tell you how the child is doing more than a week later, coming up at 6.
You're watching ABC 17 News at 5 on KMIZ, where the news comes first, with Dana Clemens, Daniel Wynn, and Storm Track Chief Meteorologist Sharon Ray.
Today, I am announcing that I'm running for President of the United States.
News around America tonight. Texas Senator Ted Cruz announces his run for Commander-in-Chief.
He first made the announcement overnight in a 30-second video on his Twitter account. This morning, 10,000 students at Virginia's Liberty University heard his formal announcement. The 44-year-old Republican is the first to enter the race in what's expected to be a crowded GOP primary.
3 people are dead after a section of scaffolding collapsed in North Carolina. It happened this morning in downtown Raleigh. The State Department of Labor says they're investigating the cause of the incident. Officials say a section of a movable scaffolding peeled away from the 11-story building and crashed into a parking lot below. 1 person was sent to the hospital with injuries. Right now, authorities in Florida are investigating a fatal helicopter crash. The aircraft crashed into an unoccupied guest home near Orlando yesterday. The 3 killed in the crash have been identified as a Central Florida businessman, his wife, and their friend. They were the only ones on board. The National Transportation Safety Board is also getting involved in the investigation.
Former NFL star Darren Sharper has pleaded no contest to sexual assault charges in Los Angeles. This came hours after Sharper pleaded guilty in Arizona to sexual assault and attempted sexual assault. It was part of a plea deal with prosecutors. He was immediately sentenced to 9 years in prison. The former safety is accused of drugging and sexually assaulting women in 4 states. A lawyer for Boston Marathon bomber Dzhokhar Tsarnaev is aggressively questioning an FBI computer expert about materials found on the suspect's computer. Tsarnaev's lawyer cross-examined the agent this morning about his testimony last week showing extremist activity on that computer. 21-year-old Tsarnaev faces the possibility of a death penalty for carrying out the deadly attack in 2013. 3 people died and more than 260 were injured.
Well, coming up, we have 3 rounds of showers and thunderstorms heading in our direction from a developing storm system over the plains. I'll have the latest on what you can expect for tomorrow, Wednesday, and the severe risks they'll bring coming up.
Thank you, Sharon.
All right.
Well, tonight, Starbucks is ending an initiative to talk race relations after only a week. Hear why.
And gas prices are falling again. Hear what experts say you can expect when you pay at the pump. That's next.
Just a week after announcing their Race Together initiative, Starbucks is calling it quits.
The coffee giant started it as an effort to spark conversations about race relations. In a letter to employees, Starbucks says the company had planned all along to end the cup writing phase of the campaign on March 22nd. Other parts of the initiative include hiring 10,000 unemployed young people over the next 3 years.
In a consumer alert tonight, gas prices falling yet again. Surveys show the national average for a gallon of gas is dropping 4 cents in the past 2 weeks. It's now at $2.50 a gallon. AAA says you can expect those prices to continue to drop to $2.42. We checked, and right here in mid-Missouri, the cheapest gas in Columbia is at $2.18, Jefferson City, $2.26. And remember, you can always check the latest gas prices on our gas tracker tab on abc17news.com.
Sharon will have another look at your forecast next.
The alleged sexual assault scandal at the University of Virginia. The case triggered protests, shut down fraternities. Now results from the full investigation. What really happened? Will it change sexual violence complaints at colleges across the nation? Tonight on ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir.
We're back. I am Hans. And I am Franz. And this is our State Farm agent, Charles. And we just want to pump you up.
Charles, what is it that you do?
Well, I save people money with the
discount double check. Discount double check.
Just to double check, what exactly do you do again?
Yeah, the savings part.
Like I said before, with the
discount double check. Discount double check.
Well, that's not exactly how
we do it. This is exactly how we do it. Hit it, Jürgen. My packs are dancing with joy from all the savings.
Pump up your savings with a discount double check. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit hungry and there's nothing really good around. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of living off the taste of the air. Turn around, Barry. I finally found the right snack.
Now try Fiber One protein bars with the great new taste of cookies and cream. Socket is ABC 17's exclusive provider of local telephone service. With Socket, now you have a choice. Call Socket at 1-800-SOCKET-3.
Truck Month continues at your Heart of Missouri Chevy dealer. Now's the time to get the year's best offers on the most dependable, longest-lasting pickup on the road, Silverado. The 2015 Chevy Silverado 1500 beats the competition in value with the best pickup coverage in America that comes standard. And now get up to $7,750 total value on the 2015 Silverado 1500. Silverado, most dependable, longest-lasting with the best pickup coverage in America standard. Now's the time to buy your new Silverado during Truck Month at your Heart of Missouri Chevy dealer.
When you're in the Black Hills, you're in cowboy country. From ranching to rodeo, the spirit of the West is everywhere. And lending a hand to help a neighbor means free fuel for good deeds. This is Big Sky country, one of the 1,400 places Cenex calls home. Know someone in your community who deserves a tank of thanks?
Welcome back. Here's what we have coming up for ABC 17 News at 6 tonight. We'll tell you about 2 hospitals in Columbia that are now getting recognized for their level of stroke care.
We'll tell you what the new rankings mean for patients in mid-Missouri coming up at 6.
Well, it'll stay dry and cool for much of the evening. Temperatures by overnight dropping into the upper 30s and low 40s across mid-Missouri. The farther north you live, the cooler it'll be. And there is a chance of showers after 10 o'clock tonight and into midnight. Even a few thunderstorms are possible. You might hear a little thunder later tonight. Highs tomorrow then range anywhere from 60 north to 70 to the lower 70s south. And we'll see an increasing chance of showers and thunderstorms again in the late afternoon and evening tomorrow. Yet another chance Wednesday afternoon and evening, and we do have a slight risk south of Interstate 70 both days.
Thank you, Sharon. That does it for us at 5. We'll see you back at 6.
Have a great night.